fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you, every single person who's here. Success. Marvis. Oh my, that's the wrong move because I can't call every single person's name. But I'm grateful you all are here. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, my live audience. No, not my live audience, you that is watching at home. Thank you for joining us on another edition of the Inside Out Show. Today, we're celebrating Nigeria's independence, the 58th. Yeah, 58th year anniversary. So, ta-da, the green, white, green, unlike Charles, who is always a rebel. Charles, tell me about the red.
I love Nigeria. Red, yeah,
but not in colors.
But not in colors, so yeah.
Good. Well, that's a lovely outfit, though.
Thank you.
And I spot a lot of green, white, green. That's Ishobina there. And you, Success, oh, lovely. I like the fact I'm not alone. You mean, if you're not wearing green, you're with Charles, man.
What does that even mean?
I'm just shading you. Let me be. Okay, so today we're obviously in a very festive mood. Today we're discussing a very important topic, which a lot of us can relate. We're trying to bring it back home. There is this song, This Is America, performed by Childish Gambino, and the US received it with a lot of accolades. Now, back home in Nigeria, Falz the Bad Guy, a Nigerian artist, of course, decided to do a cover of this song with a video as well, and the reception wasn't so good. But then it started a hashtag that is trending online right now, which is "This is Nigeria." So today on the Inside Out Show, Independence Special, we are discussing the topic, This is Nigeria. And it's,
I know.
I can't even wait to dig in. But before we get on that, we have a performance by this amazing youth corps serving here in Lagos. They're called Project One Voice, and they're performing a song called We Are One People.
Might I add?
Yeah.
We are lovers of live music.
Yes.
So if you're coming on this stage, you better bring it.
You better bring it, because we sing as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Project One Voice. We Are One People. Coming up.
With one voice, yeah. Let us stand together, peace and unity. Oh. Yeah, with one heart, yeah. Let us come together and make this nation higher. Yeah, we are one people. Let us fight corruption and make this nation great again. Nigeria, great again. To stop the conflict, walk in harmony, and change to be the best. One voice, come and sing. Nigeria say, Nigeria, we believe. In our youth, we believe. In true change, we believe. We are one people. We are one people. Nigeria, Nigeria, we believe. Our youth, we will lead. And change, we will see. Yeah. Youth obey, say, youth obey. The clarion call to serve our fatherland. With dedication and selflessness. With dedication. Nigeria, we stand. Nigeria, we believe. Youth obey the clarion call, say, youth obey. Come on. The clarion to serve our fatherland. Nigeria, we believe in true change. We believe in a culture. We believe in the green, white, green, no. Nigeria. Come on, Danny.
Listen to the youths, listen to the truth. I'm walking with the soldiers, I'm walking with the troops, the leaders of tomorrow, the little ones to follow. Drown away the sorrow, the emptiness is hollow. Our brothers in the north, take away the guns. All we need is love, trust, all of the above. The killings and the shooting, the life that we're losing. Politicians losing, terrorists recruiting. It happens everywhere, it happens everywhere. Nigeria, she's a beautiful girl. She's been raped and abused and was used and misused. I'm checking up the news and I'm really not amused. And still she never died, and still she never cried. And when the sun arises, I know that she survived. The labors of our heroes will never be in vain. And I know that one day she'll be beautiful again.
Nigeria, we believe. In a youth,
we believe
in true change.
we believe.
We are one people say,
We are one
Nigeria.
people. Nigeria, we believe.
Our youths will
Our
lead
youth, we believe.
in change. We will see.
We are one people, Nigeria.
We are one people.
I love Nigeria. I love. I love Nigeria. I love Nigeria. I love Nigeria, our fatherland.
We are one people. We are one people. We are one people.
M to the I, G to the E, R to the A.
We are one people.
M to the I, G to the E, R to the A.
We are one people.
Our fatherland.
We are one people. I love it. Lovely.
Ever since he could hold a bat, Charles wanted to play like his big brother. Victor had skills that matched the best in the land. Never mind, little brother, drink your Dano milk and keep practicing. So that is what he did. And step by step, glass by glass, the boy grew in spirit and strength. Drink your Dano milk and be strong.
Also available in Dano Cool Cow, Dano Slim, and Dano Flavored Milk. Choose Dano, choose goodness.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Inside Out Show Independence Anniversary Special. Like I told you earlier before the break, our topic today is This is Nigeria. And right now it is time to meet my panelists, starting first with Mr. Afolabi Akiona, who is a writer, public analyst, and head of commercials for a radio station. Thank you for being here. Up next is Fumbi Olajide, a fashion designer. Thank you. And finally is Niyi Adekunle, who is a motivational speaker and the author of this book, Nigeria's Call Obey, Roadmap to Nigeria of Our Dreams. Thank you for being here. Okay, you watching at home, and of course every one of us here, don't forget that you can join the discussion online. Hashtag is This Is Nigeria on Twitter and also the Inside Out Show. So our handles are The Inside Out Show. Make sure it's all small letters on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let's talk about this discussion. This is Nigeria. So first of all, I'm going to throw the first question to you, Fumbi. What is your opinion of Nigeria? What is, like, someone says Nigeria, what would you say about this country? You're wearing green, bear that in mind.
Yeah, I feel that the system of Nigeria is not good enough. It's not conducive enough for the youth. So there's a lot of things going wrong with the system of Nigeria that needs to be changed. The whole system needs to be de-oiled. That's my own opinion of Nigeria. Basically.
So you don't have a positive view of the
right
country?
now, no.
Oh, okay. So Niyi, I see you squeezing your face a bit. Do you have a contrary view?
Not really. Maybe I'll say Nigeria is like a big baby, a great baby
At
locked
58.
up. Yes, that's why I said it.
You're not even up to 58.
I agree.
And you're not a baby.
I agree. I'm saying that because when you don't understand the power of choices and the consequence of things you do, then that's like a baby. So locked up in the middle. So we are not where we are because we are not great, but we don't understand choices and the implications of the things we do every day to make. So 58 is like, we are 58 and we are still like 22 or 15 because...
So you're saying we're here because of, I see someone in the audience saying 10.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So you think we're where we are because of bad choices?
A lot of bad choices, yes.
Okay, Mr. Afolabi. What is your view of Nigeria?
Quite interesting by my co-analyst in terms of description of what Nigeria is all about for now. But I think this is a wonderful country. And I have every sense of responsibility to say that. We are not celebrating Nigeria at 58 from within. We should look at Nigeria within and without. Nigerians abroad, all over the world, even in this country, are doing fantastically well. I'm
Outside
talking
the
about...
country, yes?
When you look at statistics of people, professionals outside the country that are Nigerians, from medical class to law, from law to engineering and all that, Nigerians are doing quite fantastically well. In terms of brilliance, why are you even talking about brain drain? Brain drain, they are not bringing out people that will not add value to their economy. But Nigerians are fantastic. We are good. Remember, Wole Soyinka was not given an award in Nigeria as a Nobel laureate. So please, it is not, the celebration of Nigeria is not restricted to the geographical, map of Nigeria from within.
No, but for the purpose of this discussion, yes, we're limiting it to Nigerians within Nigeria.
You can't celebrate Nigeria within alone. But even Nigeria within.
We choose to limit it to within
the
borders of Nigeria.
Let me also tell you why I'm saying we are wonderful people. From what we have passed through as a country, if not because Nigerians, you and I, are strong, I can't see any nations in the world that will be surviving till now.
So basically, your opinion of Nigeria is that we are very, very, very strong.
We are strong people.
Okay, so looking at this, you don't like the system, Fumbi. Mr. Falabi, you're of the opinion that we are very strong people. So what then is the problem? Because I'm sure if I asked every one of you, is there a problem with Nigeria? You said it's a case of opinion. What a case of our choices? I would like you to emphasize on that. What really is the nitty-gritty of our challenges here?
I guess, like Mr. Falabi said, there will be nobody in the right mind that will say Nigeria is not great potentially. But you see, we don't eat potential. We don't get to the filling station and say my gas or my petrol tank is empty. I potentially have money in my ATM card, put it in there. And I need my car to run. And why can't we run? 180 million people, smart people. Wonderful country. Our atmosphere is blessed. North, south, east, west, things are working. So you look at all that and you ask, so why is the nation not working as well at 58?
I think that's a question we all are asking. Why is the nation not functioning as it should be at 58?
And that's the concern. And it's simply because that we've had opportunities. We still have opportunities. But we are not making the kind of choices. We're not making the kind, and it's not just for government now. Every one of us involved. I like what Fumbi said. Systems are almost inexistent. Now, I don't like to refer to this, but we just had an election last week, and it did not give a lot of hope. I'm sorry. We had something maybe on Sunday. They said it inconclusive. Then we had something else on last week, Thursday or thereabouts, and they're just some basic things that give hope. It did not give a lot of hope. And you ask yourself that after 4 republics, after how many elections, we should be getting better. Now, don't get me wrong, the last American election was shrouded in a lot of controversies, so that's not it. But there are some things that we should have left behind. Not these ones, they are too basic.
Examples of the things we should have left behind.
I believe there's no country that has completely free and fair elections. But just bring some level of civility into it. It was too crude. Blocking people from getting to their places, getting touts and all that, and forcing people and all that. Now that you go and meet your political ally, they do it everywhere in the West. Labour Party will go and meet the Conservative and make something else. So you go and meet Fayose or go and meet Omishori and all that works. It's very okay. But don't get to a place where you are getting thugs in to stop people, you are cutting people off, you are threatening. It's just too crude.
It's abuse of human rights?
Human rights is abuse of sense and dignity.
Okay, Fumbi, let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. What would you say is the major problem? I know you're against the system, but what is it about the system that makes you maybe a bit carefree about Nigeria?
The Nigerian system doesn't help anybody. Take, for instance, take our education system, for instance. You'll find out that many universities and many schools are doing lectures theoretically. Not all schools are doing practical lectures. You see students that want to do their projects, they will have to move from one university to another. You see them traveling from one state to another because they want to do projects to earn BScs. And
I remember that back when I did my project, I used a lot of Google. And I remember going all the way from Unizik to University of Lagos for research.
Yeah. And this is basic things that are supposed to be given to students so that they can update themselves, so that they can earn the degree and the doctorate degrees, whatever they want to do, so that they can move forward with their lives. Then you see people coming out of universities. Okay. You see people coming out of universities, there's no job for them. They have to do whatever they have to do just to make ends meet. Another thing, accreditation of schools. The system has politicized it. We have schools that are not even up to anything. You accredit them that, okay, this school is a school. You go to a school, just one corridor, and they'll call it a school. No library in the school. So why is it a school? What are they teaching? You see teachers, people that are supposed to teach, they don't even have education. You see teachers, when they speak sometimes, you can't even understand. So basically, standard
of education has diminished.
Very low. Yes.
You know what? We'll go on the break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Nigeria and 2019 elections coming forth. Charles, you went out to the street to ask people, this is Nigeria. What was the response like?
Very interesting, I have to say. I asked, I asked a particular question when I said, okay, so if we're given the chance to live in Nigeria permanently, would you, and what countries would you go to? And I received the most interesting, I don't want to call them ridiculous, but the most interesting.
Interesting is a good word. So you know what? Let's go on the break and see what people out there on the streets have to say about this is Nigeria. This is the Inside Out Show, and we'll be right back.
Leaders, I don't understand. I think that's the only problem. If we can solve that issue, we're fine. We have very selfish leaders.
The country itself, I don't think is moving forward at all. Most especially the political aspect of Nigeria is not going anywhere.
To be candid, I personally feel we are not making progress.
Probably look for, capable hands, people that are more capable at the job than these old men that are tired of working.
Unemployment, like now, I've finished from LASU since 2015, no work. So I'm into fashion now. And maybe the government should work on unemployment in Nigeria, that's all.
Leaders don't have vision that they pursue. They should have a vision that will outlive them. The next person that is coming takes over from the vision.
I still believe in Nigeria. I still hope that something good might still come. So
no matter how bad it is, it's my country. Wherever I'm going to, I'm a foreigner there. So even though I stay there and they give me their whatever, I'm still a Nigerian. So if anything happens there, I'm running back here.
There's no place better than home. There's no place better than home. Even if you go out, you still want to come back home because it's best home. If you ask me to live now, there are beautiful countries around the world, but it's not like home. It's not like home.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Inside Out Show Independence Anniversary Special. Like I told you earlier before the break, our topic today is This is Nigeria. Let's take it away from external factors. Let's bring it back home. Right? Let's talk about ourselves, individuals as Nigerians. What is that? The pledge? I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God.
There is that's a prayer.
It is a national pledge.
So help me God.
So help me God, okay?
What if he doesn't help you?
But I think Nigeria is a religious country, so we acknowledge the existence of God. But then it is a pledge. A pledge is like, I promise. Like, when you're in the military, you promise to take orders and all that. So they say jump, you say how high.
It's a fundamental
so that is a pledge you've taken to Nigeria. So let's ask ourselves, this is to you, Nee. Let's ask ourselves, is the average Nigerian, are we faithful enough to that pledge to even demand so much from our country?
Well, from the the Q&A that happened on the streets, we can feel the pulse of the people. Again, you can't blame people. it takes so much to live the basic life in Nigeria. It takes so much. There's something called the Human Development Index that comes out from the UN everywhere, and basically get all the technical terms out. It's just the propensity, the ability to thrive in certain environments. Africa and Nigeria are usually all the way down there. That's why your brother would, very good basketball player, Nigerian coaches seen him every day, won't do anything because just like who's his father, who's his mother, or just didn't see him. The guy the guy too is struggling with his own school fees, children, he can't say anything. So the American guy comes, sees him, takes him out, puts him in an environment. That's why Mr. Polemo was saying, now I know you said we should not go out, but we go out. Nigerians are thriving. The guy that is bottom of the class here gets to a school in America and is beating everybody because he's struggling under crazy conditions here. Again, we can't take these things away from government. It is government's responsibility to provide that framework. It's government's responsibility. Now,
is it also the government? Fumbi, this is to you. I'll get back to you. Hold on, please. It is the government's responsibility. He said it. Is it the government's responsibility to make a Nigerian honest? Because quite frankly, can we trust ourselves? Can you go to the market and deal with someone and know that the person will be honest with you and not try to rip you off?
That is because over time, we have been made to go for our own selfish interests. Because the politicians and the leaders over there, they are for their own selfish interest. And so everybody is trying to do this. So at the end of the day, we are concerned about our own self because the system around us is not conducive. We can't be concerned for everybody. We have to be concerned for ourselves.
So the thing now, if we're going to use that as an excuse, right? So if I'm in a system that doesn't promote honesty, so I live in the system and then I grow to, maybe I turn 35 and I decide to run for an office, guess what? I'm equally going to recycle what has happened in the system.
Yeah, because that's
and then the younger people will be like, hey, Sandra is in office and Sandra is chopping all the money. Sandra is being selfish.
Take for instance, I'll just give you an instance. I'm into a political office and I come out and I go and see my fellow friends outside. If I do not give them this, give them that, they'll be like, and she's in political office and everything. So over time, we've been made to believe, because the leaders over there, when they go there, they give this person this, give this person this, give this person that. So at the end of the day, if someone is honest and is staying in that place and is trying to just take care of themselves and just be honest about whatever they're doing, they cannot strive, and because everybody around them is doing whatever they want to do. Everybody is for their own selfish interest, and that is why the system is not working. That is why things are not working in place. If good systems were put in place, people that are writing, in their writing career would see where they will get to. There will be a peak, there will be a line, but there's nothing for writers in Nigeria. Everybody is concerned about people that are acting, everybody is concerned about people that are in entertainment, people that are in science are not doing anything because the systems are not in place. I don't think
everybody is concerned about people that are acting or people in entertainment.
That's what everybody wants to do.
Oh, well, okay, everybody wants to be a star.
Yes.
Not necessarily an actor.
Yes, but in Nigeria,
you want to be the biggest IT.
In Nigeria, those are people that are stars. Or who do you see that are stars? Name them.
Name them. That we live in a corrupt environment does not give you a license to be corrupt, and that's the truth. Because if they catch you, you are going to jail.
Absolutely.
It's important to understand
that. Of course, I understand that.
It doesn't give you an excuse to be. But you see, the truth is this: structures, systems have a lot to do, and it's scientifically proven. Environment controls behavior. Yes. You go to Mama Put. There's a way you can be shouting, roundabout another. You go to Sheraton, do you do that? You just suddenly comport yourself.
That is true.
You just suddenly comport. It's environment. It's environment.
Okay.
And you see, a man that does not want to steal, even in the Bible, says if he steals for hunger, leave him alone. If you catch him, punish him. But if he steals for hunger's sake, you can understand. You see, one of the things we've done in this system is we've pushed the desperation to a very, very unbearable level. We've pushed the level. The average American, during Katrina, we saw how crazy the average American could be because the systems were broken down. Everybody needed to survive. Mm-hmm. That's the daily experience of the average Nigerian. So it puts pressure on your mind. It puts pressure on everything. I was telling my friend, I said, if you suddenly become a governor tomorrow, I will come and greet you. Your villagers will come and drum and greet you. That's when they will say, Omowani. There will be a chieftain's ID they need to give to you. If they can't access you, they will call your wife and all that and all that. Your son will suddenly need. But you see, overseas, nobody needs to greet you. You know why? I don't need you to pay my bills. The schools are there. They might not be as fantastic, but the public schools are there. They are decent enough. I can send my kids. The hospital system. So they've not eliminated desperation, but they've reduced it to some level. It is government's responsibility. Now, if, again, because government has not provided that, does not mean you should be a crook. You should have some basic human dignity. Irrespective of your faith, basic human dignity to do the right thing. Do you understand me? And collectively, if that happens, we'll begin to see some semblance. Corrupt politicians don't come down to rig. We are the ones they pay 2,000 naira. They say they'll use recharge card next year, whatever data they'll give data next year. It's people they give at the end. But you see, if you're a person of value, you will say my vote is not up for sale. I might not have data for 1 month. I will not give it to you. In fact, my candidate, and you see that's where it starts from. But you see, so at the government end, they have responsibility. At this office of the citizen end, we have responsibility. That pledge, my brother.
Yeah, because quite frankly, I've listened to a lot of people talk, and I think I would buy into the view that it's not, most of our problems is not really government. If we learn to work within ourselves, I'm sure we can. The average person, right, during when the PVC registration was going on, you would walk down the street. There is this guy who has a shop in front of where the PVC registration is going on in my area. Okay, have you registered? Until leave that thing. Register what? So how are you? And people,
you see, people will say that I don't vote because my vote will not count.
That's what a lot of people say.
Again, whether your vote counts or not, vote. It's your civic obligation. Obligation is that you do it. So we need to awaken the consciousness of the average Nigerian again, because the people that lead us today, they were once part of us, sat down in the halls like this. And if we are not, you see, they don't suddenly get to Abuja and begin to steal. And that's we shouldn't deceive ourselves. They don't suddenly get into political office and begin to steal. There's a pressure in these places. There are pressures coming from these offices, coming from this position. And if you're not strong enough, you will cave. So building the strength to stand well as a political officer starts from where you are today. Become a person of value. Become a person of integrity. Have that courage. Have that ability to say no, even if you are the only one. They might kick you out, but at least your conscience will be okay with you. Then we can now be alive enough to hold government accountable. But when you are stealing tape rule, you are stealing typewriter, you are stealing newspaper, you are stealing paper to print. That's where it starts from. You can't have the right to say the governor, they took car to his house, from the car he moved to his village. Because if you have the opportunity, you will steal the same thing. You have stolen 10 pieces of staple pins in your office. That's where it starts from.
Okay, well, Mr. Afolabi, I see you itching to talk. We'll go on a break, and when we come right back, we're moving straight up to Mr. Afolabi. This is the Inside Out Show. We will be right back. Edition of the Inside Out Show. Earlier, before the break, we were talking about Niyi was giving us his views on the office of the citizen and our responsibilities. Mr. Afolabi, you were itching to talk, so now is your chance.
Because I'm impressed with some of the argument canvassed so far. But I think we need to look at one critical area. In fact, there are 2 or 3 of them. Show me your wife, I will tell you are.
Is that really true?
Yes, I will tell you.
I mean, I'm not married, but...
And I will give you a fantastic analysis from that, even from the angle of those people who are our leaders. The late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, in one of his published works, he said, Dide Oluwana, who happened to be his wife, was a jewel of inestimable value. That was where we got that description first. Because once you marry a woman who is able to, of course, because the decision of bedroom controls the boardroom. Okay. I'm a fanatic for that. I don't think any one of us is above that. Decision of the bedroom controls the boardroom. Look at Hillary Clinton. When Clinton was having issue over Monica Lewinsky, the woman played a very encouraging and professional role. Knowing fully, nobody knows that she will even come back again and contest for the post of presidency. Look at Hillary. I mean, look at Obama's wife.
Michelle.
Sometimes the kind of wives our politicians have fuel the wheels of their corruption and stealing. Patriotism is about discipline. Patriotism cannot be established on nothingness. So you must invest so much in human capital development to make a wise decision. It's very important in life. There's this saying again that when you educate a woman, you educate a nation. You must be well informed. I'm a fanatic for academic excellence. So that's why when you see people that have struggled so far to be where they are today, it makes sense. Let me give you an answer. Challenges cannot stop you. The late M.K. Abiola was born poor. He was from a very humble background. But he made 16 distinctions. Maybe if you are not aware. And he was sponsored abroad to study with Western region, then scholarship. Then we're having regions. So if poverty cannot stop on people to excel in life, what excuse do you have? I have never seen any royal road to success. So Nigeria loves excuses. Marble, diamond has always been produced from the mud. So in order to excel in life, it's about determination. So until Nigerians understand that for you to make a sophisticated decision, you must, first of all, even ensure that you are well trained. Because the mind as you are seeing it, any mind that is not well trained, any mind that has not traveled through professorial cadre, any mind that has not been texted with examinations.
And so in order to, I get your point, in order to train this mind so we change this, so that brings it back to the responsibility of the government.
The responsibility of the government and the responsibility of the governed. The governed and the government must be in tandem. The governed are the citizens, the electorate. Mm-hmm. Because you are responsible to put people in power. We are not a military era. Nobody put a gun on your head to vote. So you are a product of your choice. In fact, your leaders are your own products. If you choose wisely, nobody can buy you. If you choose wisely, whatever you put on table today will determine who is going to rule you tomorrow. So it's a matter of choice. As I speak to you, that's why I told my colleague when we were discussing in the afternoon that the first INEC chairman in the history of the whole world was King Pilate. Scripturally, they brought Jesus Christ before him and Barabbas.
Then he said,
he was playing on the intelligence of the audience. Like, fine, this is Jesus Christ, very clean man, he didn't have any problem, but this is Barabbas. So he's a murderer, he's an armed robber, and all that. So which one will you? They said, please give us Barabbas.
So that's an election right there.
That's it. Give us Barabbas and let's crucify this Jesus Christ. So the fact that you have population sometimes does not mean they can make common sense.
Okay.
So to help us, because of the peculiarity of our circumstances, we need a well-informed population to make a good choice. Let candidates come for a debate. I've seen some of the gubernatorial candidates running away from debate. Mm-hmm. How many people, how many individuals have you seen contesting for the presidency in US or in other reasonable countries that will not be subjected to a debate? Have you ever seen that? Because I need to travel through your minds to know what you have for me. Yes. I'm not talking to a spirit.
And I think that is, I think that to a certain extent that Nigeria should maybe make that a law and implement it, because it's not enough to make laws in Nigeria. Implementation is a major challenge. So during elections, 2019 is just around the corner, and by January, we're going to see a lot of people going for debates, and maybe even by November, December, a lot of debates are going to go on. So I think people should, if you don't turn up for a debate, that should be an X for you.
The sad things stare us in the face. We don't have to go too far to see it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of good things about Nigeria. You will not understand what our communal nature is, our sense of community. You don't understand that with all the madness. One of the things that they asked Dangote once, how do you relax? You know what he said? He said, by going to Owambes. And he's the richest man in Africa. The sense of community that...
Owambes is where we go to spend money.
It's not just spend money. There's a therapeutic effect to go into Owambes. You just sit down, somebody is shouting, crying. And, do you know just watching Nigeria road, there's a lot of drama going on. I was driving there just you saw this guy, you knew that things were not happening, but he was dancing, I was laughing. I was just laughing. The traffic was bad enough, but I was still catching some fun. Listen, a friend of mine was studying in the US. He had a brain leak or something. He collapsed, and for 4 days, nobody saw him. His car was there. His neighbor never checked on him once. Until someone from Nigeria was calling, and got his aunt from another state to check him. They broke the door, and they found out that he's been hemorrhaging, and he had collapsed. If he stayed there another day, he would have died. Do you understand me? Overseas, there is no, you're on your own. Nobody cares. But there's a sense of community that now it works for us and it can also work against us. But that's one good thing about Nigeria. That's people see you and greet you and all that and all that. That sense of community will relax and all that. You can meet somebody and say, stand up, please, I don't get 5K. I don't have transport money to go back home. I should give you like 20. She won't give me 20K, by the way.
How do you know that?
But she can give me like 100, 1,000 and all that. Some countries, 10 pounds, you're on your own. Nobody will give it to you. That's one. The fact that our environment, we don't have, Indonesia just had a tsunami, a couple of things. We don't have that. But somebody will say, what we don't have naturally, we have a human destruction. We have enough people destroying it. But the truth is this, there are a lot of good things about this country. The energy. He spoke about what the Igbo guys are doing in Aba and all that. You go to Computer Village, if the system, those guys are geniuses. They've not gone to school. There are a lot of pockets of energies everywhere. Somebody said at Alaba, they do it ₦1 billion a day. Crude business guys that didn't go to school. There's a lot, potentially a lot of things are working. Good leadership, determination of the people, harnessing together will blow. As bad as we claim Nigeria is now, our economy is among the top 25 in the world, as bad as it is. Number 1 in Africa. I still checked it last week. Number 1, as bad as it is. But you see, the touchdown effects is what we are not seeing. So you see, the things that we need to do to get to that tipping point that will change this country is already around us. And again, I don't think it's primarily government responsibility. If we wake up, like you said, if we just wake up, we are the government at the end of the day. If we wake up and say, and plan ourselves, because now, we're all waking up now, we want to talk about 2019 now. When did the politicians start talking about 2019? Do you know when they started talking about 2019?
Immediately after 2015.
Long before 2015. Some people are already campaigning. Do you not hear Sharaki talking about Tinubu planning for 2023? You see, politicians are strategic. The office of the citizens are too docile. We are reactive.
It's vacant, quite frankly.
We are reactive. We are reactive.
In your opinion, and this is open, do you think Nigeria as a country has gotten anything right in the past 58 years?
So let's talk about positives.
Yes. If for nothing, for some strange reason, you said at the beginning, we've been able to keep this country together for some strange reason. How, I don't know. But for some strange reasons, you guys get to the tipping point. Americans said by 2015, I think they said in 2008 or 2007, that Nigeria will be a failed state. All the indices were there. It looked as if it was going there. Because if you remember, Jonathan postponed the election. And they said, that's the more reason why you guys are going down. But 2015 is, if I'm not making a mistake, is somewhere in the past. And we've survived it. There's a spirit of the Nigerian that is resilient. There's a resilient, so we might all complain, this is the truth, you ask yourself, deep down your heart, you love your country. Check out what happens during football. When Nigeria is playing.
That's true.
Check out what
World
happens.
Cup.
You see, for me, South Africa used, check Mandela, if you watch the movie Invictus, you see how Mandela used sport to rally the country. We are not using the things that are working to overcome the things that are not working. And there are a lot of things working. There are a lot of things working. Let's use sports. Let's use sports. Let's use the creativity. Let's use music. Let's use the creativity of the Igbos. Let's use the determination. Let's use the brain of the Yorubas, whatever. Let's use it to build one country, not fragment ourselves into little things. A lot of things. Do you know what Nigerians are going through? And we've not gone our separate ways? When I was young, there was a country called Yugoslavia. Where is it today? Where's Czechoslovakia? There was no Kazakhstan when I was growing up. It's all these groups that broke down and, what did they go through that they didn't go through? But some way, somehow, it's not the politicians keeping us together. It's you and I, the office of the citizen, that we have refused to organize very well. But when we organize it, believe it, the politicians themselves will know that Nigeria has come.
All right. Your views on...
Yeah, so far, I like the fact that he mentioned that we should be patriotic and everything, but I think over time, he mentioned resilience of the Nigerians. Over time, the system has been killing our resilience. If someone reports something going wrong to our system, our present security system and everything, there's nothing that is going to be done. Where is the Nigerian that is patriotic going to land with the Nigerian's patriotism?
The resilient spirit.
Where is he going to land? Is either the people around him are against him because he has reported a fellow brethren, or he has done this. So at the end of the day, we are patriotic.
So
we are
there is no reward for your patriotism.
Nigerians, if you go and fight for your country presently, if you die, is your death going to result in a change? A Nigerian will happily die for his country if he sees that death is going to bring a change. But this death is not going to bring a change. What is going to happen if you die for your country?
So what then do you, I'm not saying anybody should die, but what do you think would bring about this change that we so desperately need?
It still goes back to the system. If I can work for this change, if I can move for this change, and the system is going to be affected by what I am saying and what I am doing, then I will happily go ahead because I know something is going to happen. But if I go ahead and nothing is going to be happening, what am I doing? There's nothing, there's no point to it. Because over time, we work, we do this, we say we want to be honest, we want to be doing this. All Nigerians, I'm not going to say all Nigerians, but some Nigerians do want to start out with honesty. But at the end of the day, it kicks them back. Their honesty comes back and kicks them because they were trying to do it right, but it comes back and kicks them numerous times.
You know, I can identify
at the end of the day, they just, you know what, I'm not doing it again. Let me just sit down. If this stuff is going to go, let us go. And that's how it works.
I can identify with that.
Let me come here. I want us to please be very careful at this level. We are talking about the advancement and greatness of any nation. There are some, the democracy we are enjoying today, some people lay down their life for it.
Yes.
Sacrifices in life, not all sacrifices are monetized.
Yeah.
Some sacrifices are just for name. Most of these inventors you are seeing, those who even discover where we are, Mungo Park and all that, all these inventions that you are seeing, some people are interested in name. If you do anything in life for reward purpose, that is not even scholarly enough. Nigerians must be prepared to allow their name to be printed in gold, which is better. And let me also tell you the secret of the West, because we've been talking about institution, we've been talking about system and all that, but there are certain ingredients that we've not added. In Euro-American society, the birth of a child is very important. The moment you land on the soil of US, you are connected to the system of America. As a small baby, you are a citizen already. So from day 1 to 18, you are connected to the system. In fact, they've tried something to remove the burden of parenthood by ensuring that education is free from primary to secondary school. I hope you know, as a citizen. Mm-hmm. So if countries have developed and demonstrated law,
public schools,
because there are 2 stages in life, dependent stage and independent stage. Everybody in life has passed through, everybody in life has a dependent stage. There was a time you were a baby, you have to be called to, somebody has to pamper you and all that, somebody has to guide you. If you have an environment that has catered for your early background, because let me be honest with you, most people who grew up with hardship hardly forgives, because it becomes part and parcel of them. They're extremely violent, and there are problems. In fact, the Almanjiris are the
I don't think so.
Wait, the Almanjiris are the problem of Boko Haram today. Some people graduated. Let me land. If you have been brought up by people that showed you love, you will understand the meaning of love. If you have been brought up, it depends on the environment. If you have been brought up by hardship and violence, and you've seen people being killed on a daily basis, because what you see all the time becomes part of you. Let me put this straight to you. When you stay so long in the dark, you begin to see through the darkness.
Or you can also crave for the light.
No, you see
and
through the darkness.
In love,
just try it today.
Turn to a rebel.
Stay in a place where there is no light. For some time, you begin to see clearly. That becomes part and parcel of you. So let's put that. Let's put that aside. The West has done something fantastic, which we are not using. That's what we call. That's why Nigeria needs it for security, networking, and for so many other things. Even to plan for your citizens. There's what we call social security number, which they have in all those countries. If you commit an offense in New York, if you get to Chicago, if you have social security number, you are tracked. Your new residence is detected. Your social security number is tagged to so many things. I think we are trying to introduce that in Nigeria. BVN, either we like it or not, has exposed corruption. With the introduction of BVN, there are certain corrupt practices that are difficult with the banking sector. I hope we know. We are progressing. The journey of 1 million years takes a step. We might not be there yet, but I think we are progressing.
I think that that's a very valid point. The truth is, thank you for listing out a couple of good things going on in Nigeria. We are progressing, quite frankly. Yes, I agree with that. Right now, let's, Charles, we have messages?
Just please listen to this. No matter how remote your village is, ballot boxes will reach there, but not basic amenities of life. Hashtag this is Nigeria.
Very simple and
deep.
Very deep, very profound.
That says a lot.
Yes.
Which shows that this is what I've said the other time, that either we like it or not, technology has been able to be integrated into our electoral process. Even in remote villages.
No, I think the challenge now is the fact that how come it's so easy for technology to get to these villages, and yet a lot of them don't have pipe of water. You don't have. In my village, we have electricity connection, yes, but you barely get power. We all use wells in the village. Yeah, so
that is the more reason why I'm saying that Nigerian electorate have a role to play.
And these technologies, they didn't come cheap.
Either you like it or not. If I tell you that, let me say 70% of Lagosians today presently listening to Koko Nuweroin, they are not literate people. So sometimes before you cast your vote, don't be surprised that people in remote villages has radio. They are even more conversant with what is going on than some of us in Lagos. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. That's why we're taught in mass communication.
That is true. Yeah.
You see people in remote villages, they have their radio intact. So if candidates are campaigning, if people are talking about who should govern them, I think whether you are literate or not, you have a reservation to make a better choice. It's a choice.
My own issue is not technology can get anywhere. Yeah. There are signals, but you get physical materials in that village. You will get the card readers in that village. Why can't you get pipe-borne water, physical, there?
I think that's the point.
I don't have a problem with you getting waves there. That's an easy thing. But if you can get your card reader there, you can move your officers to get there physically. The governor can get there. You can go and see what's going on there. You can put borehole there. You can get.
So that means you acknowledge the existence of such remote places.
Yes.
So why is the government not doing anything to develop it?
You see, there are two things here. Number one, it shows that the government knows they are there. That's one. The government knows the power of one Nigerian, so they will look for you wherever you are, no matter how uncomfortable it is. It's just at that time you are important to them, so they will reach you by whatever means. Once they get there, you become a forgotten entity for the next 4 years. That's why we need to wake ourselves up. No matter who is in Nigeria, at the end of the day, you can come from anywhere. At the end of the day, we all carry green passports.
This is our independence anniversary special. Nigeria has turned 58 years old. So we're just talking about ourselves. This is Nigeria. What have we done right? What can we do better? What is the solution to our current challenges? And now time to hear from my beautiful, lovely, ever faithful audience. So let's hear from you, sir.
The solution to the Nigerian problem is, today we have a lot of social media in our hand, but many Nigerians are not making good use of it. Because if you are on the social media, there's a way you can better yourself, even though you are yet to be employed. There are ways you can do business online to empower yourselves. There are ways you can get good companies online that are looking for people to employ. Now, but most time you see our Nigerians youth on the social media busy doing either WhatsApp, Facebooking, and they will not make good use of their data while they are on social media. And that is a very big problem in this country.
All right, so let's have the next question or comment. Okay.
I know that as a Nigerian, we all have freedom, like you all have the right to choose who you want as your leader. Now the problem is, does our choices really count? Because I know that the problem in this country is that our vote doesn't count. Now what can we do to resolve this problem?
Have you been voting?
Let me say no, because I was 19. Sorry, I was 17 then.
Okay.
For the last election.
Okay.
But right now, with my PVC, I
have
know
it.
I have the right to vote. Now, I want to ask a question. Will my vote really count as a Nigerian?
If you start from negative and pessimistic point of view, you might not get to anywhere in life. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I want to let you know that with the introduction of technology in our electoral system, your vote counts. And it will always count. And I will cite an instance. Do you think it's very easy to remove an incumbent president in the history of any black nation without the introduction of PVC? I mean, without the introduction of technology to guide our electoral box. Do you think so? Because I know of one man, and then I was discussing with my colleague, we have one professor called Laurent Gbagbo. He was a professor of history and a president in one of the African countries. A professor of history who refuses to leave power when it mattered most. He was even fighting history, but he was disgraced out of power. So what I'm saying is this in essence, is that your vote counts with the introduction of technology and with the will of the Nigerian people. It counts and it will continue to count because it's not easy to remove an incumbent president. And we've seen what is going on in Nigeria. In the next election, a lot of governors are going the way of going back home. Because now, if you snatch a ballot box today, does it make sense? Because in the collation center, they transfer the result electronically. I hope you know.
I want to begin with that I'm a very proud and a patriotic Nigerian. I love my country.
I love your dress.
I don't think of any other country. I don't know. I had an opportunity to be in Canada in 2006. And just to go and live there, I told my mom I'm not going. But when people see it as crazy, and I said I'm not going. I want to be in this country. I want to school here. I'm going to travel when I like, but I don't believe in living abroad. Now, I think from what Mr. Afolabi said, the problem with us Nigeria, we are the problem. The minds of Nigerians need to be informed, starting from the family. If the family, we're talking about values. What values do families transfer, parents transfer to their children? Now, that is where the problem, that is where the solution should start from. Now, if you transfer a good value, you don't take my dad, you don't come home with a big Bible that is not yours when we are in primary school. You will explain.
Wow.
Let's start from our family. Let's start from our community. And the second thing, Nigerians, we should do something, the youth, the women, we should do something that will bring change in our little environment.
Okay.
Like, I believe in awarding people who are doing the right thing. And okay, you say in Nigeria, you drink, you take a sachet water and you throw it on the way. Is that the government that the government will come and tell you that you should keep your street clean? You wait for the government to come and pick it for you. So please, let's just try
do the right
and
thing.
do the right thing.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Charles, do you have final comments?
This is Nigeria. Deal with it. It's what it is. Clap for me now. But it's what it is. You face your problems head on and you...
This guy is such a rebel. Like, I can't even deal with you today. This is Nigeria. Deal with it. Wow. Okay. Basically, for me, I'm going to say that, of course, I'm always an advocate for honesty. I think when we learn to care about each other and value someone, I think the young lady out there pointed that out. Value each other as you would value yourself. Respect people. Be honest. When you're honest, you will be surprised how much we can achieve as a country if I know that I can trust you. And finally, this is a call to all of us. If you've got your PVC, that's your permanent voter's card, if you've registered and when you end up collecting it in December, please don't just keep it for identity card. It is beyond identity card. That is your voice. That is your ability to take a decision. Usually you wouldn't have access to Aso Rock or thereabouts. So that vote, that card is your voice and Aso Rock will hear it. So please make very good use of it, and remember, be kind to one another. This is Nigeria, and Nigeria is definitely going to get better. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, my live audience, my panelists, Nii, Funbi, Safolabi, thank you so much. And Charles, thank you for being here. And my amazing audience, you always turn up every time. So thank you so much. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. My crew, every single person. Yeah, and not forgetting to acknowledge our partners, Kamsi Couture, Beauty Bio Malaysia, Wood Designs, Everything IT, and Glamour Expressions. Thank you so much for partnering with us on today's edition of the Inside Out Show. See you on the next episode, and don't forget, Nigeria, we are one. I'm Sandra Eza. Thank you for watching. Bye. God bless you. So much.